What's up, everybody? March 2025 edition of Nutrition Help. In 10 minutes here, we're going to unpack some things that are going to help you with your nutrition. Let's do it. Pre-workout, timing, what to eat, things of that nature. Okay, so if you work out, let's say going for a run, doing CrossFit, interval training, weightlifting, how soon from my activity should I consume something? Now, everyone's a little different, so I'll start with that. But there's like a safety zone that I feel for most people is in the realm of at a minimum out 90 minutes to 2 hours is typically the sweet spot. It allows digestion. It won't disrupt or sit heavy in the stomach during your session. Yes, you could go further. Some people go closer. I have a teammate who can eat literally right before she goes and works out. She's unique. However, what risks do we run if that's not for us? If we eat too close and we're doing something that elevates our heart rate, is moving a large amount of our body, of our muscles, that could be very disruptive via how we feel our stomach. So like we could have like GI pain or stomach pain. We could feel nauseous. We could feel like we're going to throw up. You do some eating and then some work on a echo or a salt bike, that is not going to be the sweet spot. So I think safety wise, 90 minutes to 2 hours out from training. Post workout, so kind of go a couple different routes. If you've done resistance training, metabolic conditioning, which is circuit training, interval work, CrossFit workout. If you take a protein shake, this would be ideal. Whey is the fastest way through water, not milk or dairy, to replenish the broken down tissue and muscle fibers that occurs during training. That ideally should happen between, could be as soon as you're done up to 15 minutes after finishing, depending on what you did. That extends out when your eating window. So after the shake, about 60 minutes from the completion of that shake is when you should have your next meal, your post-workout meal. Now, if you don't take a shake, if you choose not to, or if that's just not something you do, or you're out of a shake that day, a good rule of thumb is to try to eat something within about 30 minutes from completing your exercise. So letting your body kind of restore homeostasis and then start to get food in. If we go back to pre-workout, what should I consume before a workout? Ideally, you're balanced, but you're a little skewed towards protein and carbs only. Fat slows digestion, so you really don't want to have too much fat going into the system before working out and or after. So if anything, I would lower those a bit. You don't have to eliminate them completely, but I definitely wouldn't overindulge in the macronutrient fat before or after working out. That's going to slow the digestion, the absorption of all the nutrients and things that you need that you're taking in. I would put those in higher amounts a little further outside of training. So protein and carbs. Simple example that works well could be an RX bar if you're going light. Could be something in the realm of a few ounces, 2 to 3 ounces of chicken, ground turkey, turkey breasts, a protein source, and then something that's going to be light. Your body's going to absorb it well, a banana, an apple, some apple sauce, something like that. Everyone's different again with what feels good before a workout, but those things usually end up sitting well in the system. Post-workout, again, shake, and then the post-workout meal. This is the meal that I recommend people have the highest carbohydrate consumption if it's not going to impede your day at this meal. So if my highest carbohydrate consumption includes a once a day meal of white rice or brown rice or some sort of like starchy carb or potato, I'm going to have that, try to aim to have that post-workout meal with ample protein, 50 to 60 grams plus. That is a good rule of thumb. And that could be chicken and rice. That could be ground turkey and sweet potato, pork chop, a little fattier, but still going high in protein. And sweet potato, and of course veggies if you want in there as well. So those are some kind of pre and post workout help there. Meal timing. How frequent should I be eating my meals? Ideally, again, everyone's a little different. Metabolically, to keep that furnace burning fat, burning energy, burning calories, expending, a good rhythm is every 3 to 4 hours. Now, again, everybody's different. Some people do intermittent fasting cycles, so that could throw the rhythm off to be slightly different. Some people don't want to be as diligent about their eating time cycles. So if you're waking up and not eating for a large portion of time and then find yourself eating a small breakfast and just pigging out later, we might have to reevaluate that rhythm if you're not where you want to be, you don't feel how you want to feel. Better would be I wake up after, maybe if you drink coffee, tea, water, ingesting things like that, somewhere from your wake cycle, 2 to 3 hours, you eat a really high protein, nutrient dense breakfast that has veggies and or fruits. Then the system is revving, and that might take some time to reteach your body how to do that, especially if your metabolism is not functioning the way that is optimal. Then 3 to 4 hours from there, you have your lunch, high protein, vegetable, relatively low starchier carb if you're not working out or you've worked out already. Some fat in there, dinner, similar realm. That puts most of us into the sweet spot of like healthy, nutrient dense, hitting protein, getting some good things that we need. Another reminder or like good focus is always eat in balance. I would never encourage anybody to eat out of balance. What does that mean? If I were to just have, I'm going to go in an extreme example here, Skittles. Skittles would be an example of a carb. It'd be mostly sugar, processed, not good. And what's going to happen is my insulin's going to spike. And then very shortly after, I'm going to be hungry again. And it's going to just be on this wave. Pizza could kind of be like this too, where pizza is high fat, high carbohydrate. Yes, there's some protein from the cheese, from the dairy, but it's not an optimal source. When we think about protein sources, we really want to stick to lean meats if possible. If you eat meats, a little bit harder, obviously, if we're if we don't eat meat. We just got to be a little bit more diligent about having sources and access. But the best protein sources that have all the amino acids or most of the amino acids are going to be your lean meats there. Simplicity versus complexity. So I've coached many people in nutrition across my time, and sometimes I will hear what kind of feels like a cop-out to me, or maybe just a reluctance to adjust their rhythm. I can't eat the same thing every day. And if you're not where you want to be, I don't believe that adding complexity by having variety at every single meal is the appropriate path that's going to set you up for success. It's only going to make things harder. So I would, in a temporary phase, build in some extreme simplicity. A breakfast that has similar ingredients that maybe you can mix things up in there, sure, or is the same every day. A lunch that, again, has your frames. What's my protein? What's my vegetable? Where's my healthy fat? And then you can kind of fill that how you want, the best sources possible. Dinner has a similar realm. If we try to go complex, we're only going to make that path harder to achieve weight loss, body changes, health improvement, all of that. And I think that's making that a little bit too challenging for us to get there. So it doesn't have to be forever, but it also, if you haven't mastered the basics, why would I want to go somewhere complex first? And the last thing I'll touch on here is I had a consultation with a woman recently, and this really reminded me how environment matters. Your environment, your home environment, I do not need to eat the same as my fiance. We don't even need to different goals, different body types. We don't have to eat the same things if we don't want to as well. She's pregnant right now. So, if she wants to, zag a little bit more, like, hey, I support you, more power to you. When the environment in our mind dictates our success, I think that is also a story that needs to be reevaluated. Whether that's we need to have an honest conversation with the people in our environment about our vision, our goals, our health, what's important to us, getting in alignment on those things, what support would look like, how we can work together on that, what does lack of support, what does a lack of alignment there look and feel like, so we can be on the same page, same team. I think that's an important one, especially if the home or where we're living, there is challenge, friction, or misalignment of eating patterns, beliefs, vision, things we're bringing into the home that we don't want in the home, all those things to be considered. So worthy to have the hard conversation to and do it with love and care and grace and putting thought into how it's communicated, than to keep going down and kicking the can down the same road. So there you go. There is your 10 minutes or so of March Nutrition Help.